Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope that everyone had a wonderful weekend. It is Sunday. Thinking about my classes for this week. Although tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, so I'm going to have a little break there. But things are going well. Students are doing what they can online. I'm doing what I can online, and looking forward to go back the right moment. Today, I wanted to talk to you about a very important topic for our world language classes, and that is the topic of listening comprehension. So, what happens usually in the world language classroom, or what traditionally happens, is that we have our students practicing listening throughout class every day, every week. But suddenly, one day, we have a listening test or a listening assessment. And that listening assessment, it's usually taken from a textbook, or we find a podcast, or we find a video. So it can come in the format of a CD if it's from the textbook, or audio upload from the computer, or a video, or an ed puzzle. What I'm trying to say is that that assessment usually doesn't look anything like what they have heard during the last week, during the last 2 weeks. In other words, it is just an artificial voice if it's from the textbook, or it is someone that they have never heard. And we think, oh, they need this because they need to listen to different voices, different people. So it doesn't even cross our mind that we have been the ones working with them, with our voices, with our pronunciation in the target language, but then we're assessing them with something different. That, to me, it's a little interesting. It's kind of like practicing for weeks and weeks with your bike that has the two wheels, so you know that you're not going to fall. And suddenly one day, your parents bring you the race bike without the little supporting wheels and tell you, okay, show us what you can do. Show us that you have learned. Show us that you can understand. Okay, is that right? What's gonna happen? Probably you won't even be able to ride that bike because it's higher. Uh, it looks different. You're gonna fall because you're used to the wheels. So what do we do when we're learning how to ride a bike? We work on the bike with the wheels, and progressively we take the wheels off, but in the same bike, right? But no, we don't do that. The other thing that is quite surprising with this listening topic is how we insist that our students need to be exposed to different pronunciations in the target language, especially in Spanish, because a person from Argentina does not speak the same way as the person from Spain, and the person from Spain speaks really different from the person in Colombia. So we need to expose them to different types of accents. Okay. So what is your accent in the class? I mean, it depends. Maybe if you're from Colombia like me, your accent is Colombian. Maybe if you're from Spain, your accent is from Spain, right? Maybe if you're not a native teacher and you just teach Spanish as your not native language, well, you have the accent that you pick up while learning Spanish. But we insist that they need to be exposed to different types of accents. So what happens in the AP exam? In the AP exam, they throw at the students, number one, really confusing audios because there's a lot of noise, because College Board seems to think that every normal conversation has a lot of noise, and the more noise, background noise, the better the students are going to be able to show that they are listening well. And then they throw an accent that is really different from what the students have been working with throughout the year. So my question is, if you are an English speaker, did you have to study Irish pronunciation at school? Do you have to study South African pronunciation of English at school? Do you have to study English pronunciation at school? Did you? Okay, because I have not heard about that. People just listens to English, regular English, wherever they are. And that's what happened to me. Do you think that me as a student in Colombia, I had classes in Argentinian Spanish or classes in Spanish? And that doesn't mean that I don't understand when a friend from Argentina talks to me or a friend from Spain talks to me. Why? Because there's something really important known as negotiation. We negotiate meaning. That's what we need to teach our students. Nothing else. We must help them to learn how to negotiate. Friends, I came to the United States 21 years ago. I did not speak English. I came to teach Spanish, so I taught Spanish in my classroom, but the moment I had to get out of my classroom, go to the teacher's room, or go to a gathering, a meeting, formal or informal, I was in pain, but somehow I was able to negotiate meaning through gestures, expressions. I will pick up the topic and I will make a comment. Yeah, they thought that I was kind of weird because sometimes I was making comments that were not related to what they were talking about, but they were sympathetic listeners. And that's something else that it's a great lesson, to be a sympathetic listener. And this is something we're going to talk about later. But let's think about how we approach listening in our world language instruction, okay? Keep in mind those two things. And the most important thing, try always to take it outside of the box. Try always to put your cap backwards, like you're on vacation, like you are in real life. No more textbook audios. No more unrelated podcasts. If you're gonna use an Edpuzzle, make sure that you make the Edpuzzle for your students, because they might struggle if we just find a random Edpuzzle. And number two, remember that you are the main source of pronunciation, of listening comprehension in the classroom. As long as you're doing a good job in your classroom and exposing them to the language, they're gonna be fine. They are going to be fine. All right, my friends, sorry went a little over 7 minutes. I'll see you next weekend. Bye.